All right, all right. Welcome, Didi. Welcome. I think it's been a while that we came together for
Yeah,
various reasons, but it's good to be back, and it's good to have you. And the good news is that IPL has started,
yeah,
and so great. And I thought a really good match, a really good first match to start the IPL. So first, obviously, both the teams will talk about it briefly. And during the course of the IPL, DD, what I'm thinking is that let's keep it very, very organic. Let's take it match after match, and then very briefly talk about each of the matches because it's a
mm,
long tournament, and sometimes we might not be able to cover some of the matches. But
yeah,
uh, so that's my idea. Let's try to cover as much as possible, and then take it from there. So
sure.
first views from you, obviously, beyond excitement, like what are your feelings on the match yesterday?
I think Mumbai Indians has again started an IPL by losing the first match. If
Yeah.
history goes by, then uh, they should win the tournament.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
yes, but I think a good start for RCB from the consistent lows that they have had, despite having a star-studded team all
Yeah.
through, almost all through the history of the IPL. I think for the most important part of the whole match was, or in fact, looking at RCB's perspective, was to find the right combination.
Hmm.
If you ask me yesterday, what of course Harshit Patel took 5 wickets, uh, uh, but uh, the whole point is that did they get their combination? You know, right, Harshal Patel. Sorry, my bad. Did they get their combination right? So I couple of pointers. If you saw AB de Villiers coming later and
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, I did.
later, I'm sure that must be a strategically planned decision, because Maxwell being ahead of de Villiers, and the de Villiers almost eventually carried them home. Kohli batting at the top, I think he said that during the England series itself that he'll bat at the top in the T20s, and I think it made a difference. Uh, one observation, I'm just forgetting the name of the player. I'm sorry about it, but last year they had a young Indian player opening for them.
Pallikal, but he's recovering from COVID, which is why he
Not
didn't play.
not not Pallikal. There's another guy. I'm just forgetting his name. I was expecting him to play, but maybe anyways. So I think Devdutt Pallikal will take place Rajat Patidar's slot
Patidar's place will
eventually.
go to, yeah, Devdutt
Yeah, so I
Pallikal.
think they have a very settled lineup. The only thing is that what I'm a little worried about is Chahal not finding a place in an RCB 11.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
I
just
think he was there yesterday, of
just
course,
give me
but
a moment. I will just put some power to the computer.
yeah, because he leaked away 41 runs, I think, yesterday. So that might be, if he doesn't eventually find a place, that might be a little, you know, that might make things a little difficult or interesting rather for India as we move ahead to the uh,
Yeah,
World
Didi.
Cup.
Sorry, I think Chahal played yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he played. What I meant
Uh,
was that Chahal not, finding
Finding
the
his
groove.
groove.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said place by mistake. So basically, what I meant is that Chahal not finding his groove. He went for 41 runs, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, 4 overs for 41 runs, and I just hope, because Kuldeep Yadav has also lost his confidence
Okay.
somehow. So I just hope Chahal doesn't go that way and kind of finds his mojo back, because the World Cup will be held in India and similar conditions. So I think India needs to get its
I
11
agree.
kind of sorted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I also think that eventually Washington Sundar will drop down in the batting order, and then Devdutt Pallikal will take the opening slot, and Patidar possibly will make way for him. So that's the right combination for RCB. For me, over the years, what has continually ailed RCB is the fact that they've always had good batsmen, but they were sort of unable to defend even good totals. So I've seen RCB losing matches after scoring 170 plus, 180 plus, even 200. And I think that's one of the areas in which RCB really needs to find their answers. Uh, for me, the most impressive part of RCB's bowling was how Mohammad Siraj was used. And I also saw that in the previous, I think this entire tour of Australia has done him a world of good. His confidence is at a different level now, and he looks like a very different bowler. If you remember Mohammad Siraj in the previous seasons of IPL, he used to be very wayward. Like he would always give you that leg stump ball, or he would bowl short and wide, and I would always sense that while he had the pace. Um, in terms of trying to deceive the batsman, he was making too many changes. Yesterday I saw while he was bowling to Rohit Sharma in the very first over, all his balls were basically in the line of the stumps. They were finishing in the line of the stump, and for me that's a good thing, is that sometimes the brilliant basics of line and length and wicket to wicket bowling, just hit the hard length and let the batsman take any risks if they have to. So that's a good sign for RCB. And see, with respect to spinners, I mean, and I have a point of view on Yuzvendra Chahal. See, Yuzvendra Chahal is a spinner who will not go out and get you a wicket because he is a defensive leg spinner. Generally, leg spinners are not defensive bowlers, but Yuzvendra Chahal by nature is a defensive leg spinner. But Yuzvendra Chahal will get you wickets when somebody is trying to go extra hard at him. He purchases you wickets, but he's never been an economic bowler. And I think what really hurts with bowlers like this, and in a short spell of about 4 overs, is that say if you go for runs, but then if you fail to take wickets, then suddenly your figures are too bad, right? Because you've conceded runs, but you without actually picking up any wickets. So for me, that's always been the story with Yuzvendra Chahal. So let's try and see. And also, I feel in the last 2 3 years, uh, uh, he's kind of become a one-trick pony. So either he will bowl too far outside the off stump, and then he will challenge the batsman to either hit him on mid wicket and get the wicket. But with all these reverse shots and scoops and switch hits, that line has become now a little bit easier for batsmen to play because they know that that's the line Yuzvendra Chahal is going to bowl. दूसरा ये है कि as a spinner, I don't think that as a leg spinner he's bowling the googly enough. You should always bowl the googly as a leg spinner, and your googly should start from outside the off stump. But that's the right line for a leg spinner
That
to
is
bowl.
still okay, but I think if you, of course, growing up in the years where Shane Warne used to bowl, so I'm not comparing him to Shane Warne, but what I'm trying to bring in is that Warne had, of course, too many variations and too much of class. So I'm not but the point I'm trying
See,
to say is,
I'm not even
no, I'm just
comparing
saying
him with
that he's
Warren.
also
I'm
not
saying,
fast in the air. So many leg spinners like Yasir Shah. Okay, I know
hmm,
he's not a white ball cricketer as much, but he has that delivery which is faster in the air, and then the classical leg spinner which is faster in the air.
yeah. So basically,
Chahal's,
the
yeah,
one
Chahal
that
doesn't seem to bowl that ball, or I don't know. Maybe he
uh,
rarely bowls the one which is faster in the air and then turns,
I
so
think,
that
yeah,
batsmen cannot
yes,
play it at the pace that they want, right?
correct. Correct, you're
So
absolutely right. And for me, see, a leg spinner is as good as his leg spin. It is the amount of leg spin that you generate that basically creates the doubt in the mind of the batsman. Because then, along with that, then you bring in your lesser spinning deliveries, your straighter ones, your front of the hand deliveries, or even the wrong ones, making it far more effective. Anyway, beginning of the tournament. So let's see. Uh, but
yeah,
I, uh, uh, but I thought Kylie Jamieson a good addition straight away. He's a good handy cricketer, so strong lad, and apparently he can bat
yeah.
also.
What was, of course, the point going around is that how he will perform in the subcontinental pitches. His performance in the New Zealand conditions, of course, is
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. But of course, as as the tournament progresses, we'll kind of figure out how he adapts more to the slower and drier conditions. But I think it was a good start for him.
Yeah, and I think did he see this height, 6 feet 6 inches, 6 feet 8 inches? It doesn't matter where you play. It is always an advantage for you, and also the fact that not a lot of people have seen you play in this part of the world on slower pitches. It gives you that extra dimension as well.
Yeah.
Maybe half the tournament is gone, and then people have seen the way he's bowling and stuff like that. He will be figured out if everyone does. But I think till such time, he's a genuinely good addition. Because for me, RCB has always been a pathetic bowling unit. Pathetic bowling unit over the years. I mean, I've never really seen a team with such bad
They
bowling.
and to say of that, they even had Mitchell Stark playing for them, right? So
Yeah, and
uh,
and see, and Mitchell Stark is a really he's not a good white ball bowler if you ask me, because he's actually a good attacking bowler, and he's a good first spell bowler in Test cricket, and then he's a tremendous tail ender bowler when the ball reverses. But he's not a good white ball bowler. Like so that's the he's an attacking bowler, and with attacking
no,
bowlers,
but Stark won Australia World Cup on his own almost, right?
see, that's a
So,
this is IPL, so you have to put things into perspective. For me, Mitchell
so
Stark, anyone who bowls full, he was bowling in Australia, and therefore those kind of lengths were good. If you bowl that kind of length in India, you will be hammered
yeah,
all day. So, so that's
agreed.
his, yeah, and which is why he was not a good addition. Right now, Kylie Jamison, he's a tall guy. He hits the deck. Hard length is a good length to bowl in India, especially mixed with your cutters on slower pitches and things like that. So for me, I
One
think.
point is one point with respect to the RCB bowling is
Hmm,
something that was also discussed during the India England series. I think by one of the commentators. I don't remember who said it,
hmm.
but the bottom line is that if you are playing Washington Sundar, who is known to be a good bowler in the power plays, why are you not bowling him in the power plays?
But see, I think that's a different thing. Chris Lynn was there, by the way, and Chris Lynn can murder off spinners. If Washington
But your
Sundar,
Link can murder, but your natural delivery is going away from Lin, no?
no,
So
Washington Sundar's natural delivery, how will it go away from Chris Lynn? He's an off spinner. Chris Lynn is a
I,
right-hander. Rohit Sharma is a
yeah,
right-hander. I see.
yeah.
Honestly speaking, I will not take that risk against Rohit Sharma and Chris Lynn bowling Washington Sundar.
No,
If it
Washington Sundar rarely does bowls the class. He bowls the classical off spinner, but his uniqueness is his variations, right? So
see
he
did
bowls the one which goes away. He bowls the one
did he
which
basically he bowls quick darts which are more or less straighter ones, and see, if I were to be bowling to a left-hander opening batsman, then I will
no,
definitely bowl
no. If it was
Washington
a
Sundar.
left-hander, because Washington Sundar, I from his top delivery is the straight one, and he likes bowling around the wicket, which is why I said. But uh,
See,
anyways, I
did he,
still
I
feel that if you're playing Washington Sundar and you're playing him also as a bowler, the place to bowl is at the top. But of
I
course,
will
now they have.
I will think that Washington Sundar can actually be used in the middle overs as a good defensive option. One of the reasons why Washington Sundar was forced to be used as a power play bowler, and sometimes he would be smacked around, was also because of the fact that RCB did not have good power play bowlers. Because Umesh Yadav and Mohammad Siraj, they were leaking runs. So sometimes, as a variation, you introduce spin too. Now, when you have Kylie Jamison and Mohammad Siraj is bowling well with the new ball, and we know that possibly Mohammad Siraj cannot be a good death bowler, which is why Siraj was not saved for the end. Kohli finished all his overs in time, and I thought it was a good strategy. Similarly, with the open field and everything, obviously, a couple of overs, Washington Sundar can come in and deliver in the power play. That doesn't mean that he should not bowl in the when the field is spread out, and it gives Washington Sundar that cover also to go out and enjoy the defensive fields, right? And with the tournament, as the tournament will progress, pitches will slow down. I think all these things will be a good variation for RCB. As far as and bowling in the power play, did he see? I don't think that what Washington Sundar will not bowl in the power play. He definitely will. But you mark
No,
my
no.
words. If there are good Firangi, if there are good foreign players, batsmen, Kohli will introduce him.
No, no, I'm saying that agreed. For a second, I kind of jumbled up. My point is that Washington Sundar is more comfortable bowling at the beginning with the hard ball. Plus, he has so many variations. He can
I
bowl the
see.
dusra, he can bowl the tisra, he can bowl the off spinner, he can bowl the faster one, he can bowl the leg spinner as well. So the point is, if he is in your team and he's also bowling, he is not in the team only because of your batting, right?
Yeah,
He's in the team, so I'm saying that he gives in that option, and he also allows, say, for example, a Jamieson or somebody else, Kohli can pull back the options at the death overs, right?
yeah. I think,
Today,
and I think, Didi, we will see that. We will see that. It's only been a match. I was a little bit more surprised because Daniel Christian, he bowled 2 overs and Washington Sundar bowled only one. So for me,
that is
that
why I'm
that
saying.
so that was, see, that's a bigger surprise for me because I don't think that Christian is a good bowler. But I think they see most of the teams they will experiment. Possibly they also don't want to open all their cards straight away. And my personal opinion was that with two batsmen like Chris Lynn and Rohit Sharma, I know that Washington Sundar's individual record against Rohit Sharma is great, but see, he's Rohit Sharma. He can smack you for 4 sixes and the match is over. So, so I would not have taken that risk, and especially because Surya Kumar Yadav also came in at number 3, who's tremendously good against spin, and therefore that would have
Yeah.
deferred the decision that I will introduce him later, right? And then Pollard came in, and there are so many power hitters there.
No, I agree. You have Siraj and
Yeah.
Jamieson is a solid opening combination,
And
but
and see, when we will see players, say for example, if Johnny Bairstow and David Warner are opening, you will see Washington Sundar will bowl to David Warner for sure. 200% he will bowl to David Warner.
hmm,
Because those are the because David Warner will like Kylie Jamieson, he will like Mohammad Siraj bowling to him. He will not enjoy Washington Sundar bowling to him so much. So then
yeah,
at one end you will see Kylie Jamieson bowling, and the other end you will see Washington Sundar bowling, and Siraj will be held back. So, and I think those are the kind of tweaks we will see as the IPL progresses. And it is good to see that with Washington Sundar only bowling 1 over, RCB were able to finish very strong. Not all the matches Harshal Patel will have the time, sort of time that he had yesterday. So it's good to see that between Harshal Patel, Washington Sundar, and Christian, they have 8 overs to bowl. Fabulous. I think it's
yeah,
a good luxury
yeah.
to have.
It's a good luxury to have, but again, Chahal has to kind of also play the role of a wicket-taking spinner, which is his primary role for RCB and for India.
See, yeah, like I said, Didi, I'm not too impressed with Chahal's bowling. I think that, uh, like I said, if you're not going after Chahal, then he's not going to get you wickets.
I
That's
have
my two.
always maintained. I have always maintained for a long time that Ashwin should be playing, white ball cricket. I don't know what the selectors and other people concerned earlier, and I hope after the IPL we can also think about bringing Ashwin back in the mix, playing white ball cricket for India.
Yeah,
Because
and I think this IPL will have a great impact on what Ashwin's white ball future is going to be,
yeah,
especially with respect to the World Cup. So let's hope that he bowls well because he's a good, smart, very intelligent cricketer, and India will
and
only
more
win.
importantly, Ashwin can bowl at any stage of the match.
Yeah. See, there was a time when Ashwin was not bowling well, which is why he was dropped.
Of
Now
course,
Ashwin is back,
but
right? So now Ashwin is back. So let's
Ashwin's body language is
see. Take
you can
we have
understand
to
from his
we
body
have to
language.
take cognizance of the fact that there was a time that Ashwin Jadeja combination in ODIs was not working for India, and for 2 years we had a bull run with Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal till the time we played England in the World Cup. That was the match where Johnny Bairstow and one side of the ground was small. And for me, that was the tactical error that India did to lose one match and take away your most potent weapon. See, people will attack leg spinners sometimes and they will get hit. It's okay, but you have to continue. It was the presence of Kuldeep Yadav that used to make Chahal more and more, wicket taking, because Kuldeep Yadav sometimes can be difficult to pick, and therefore the batsman will want to go after the easier bowler, which is Yuzvendra Chahal, and then in that process you will get the wicket. So it's almost like complementing each other. And that being said, I think that because Chahal has been bowling very difficult overs, and somehow he's not really bowling too much like a leg spinner, and he's being too defensive over the last couple of years at least. Either bowling that I will bowl you wide outside the off stump, a huge leg spinner. If you can hit me from there, it's okay. But that's not really the way for a leg spinner to bowl. I think Rahul Chahar, in terms of line and length, the lines that he's bowling, it is a far better line. I know that he got hit yesterday by AB de Villiers, and AB de Villiers can hit Jasprit Bumrah, then AB de Villiers can hit anyone. AB de Villiers has destroyed Dale Steyn in IPL. He's destroyed every bowler that possibly there is, and therefore it is okay if AB de Villiers is hitting you for sixes. It's a good thing. But I quite enjoy the lines that Rahul Chahar bowls vis-a-vis Yuzvendra Chahal at this point of time. So I think let's hope that during the course of the IPL, Yuzvendra Chahal is able to really lift his game, because if Rahul Chahar does, then I really do see Rahul Chahar playing for India in the World Cup T20 as the wrist spinner and not Yuzvendra Chahal.
Hmm.
Cool. So
Agreed.
excited for tonight, Dhoni, and
Yeah.
I
Before
did you.
tonight, before tonight, just one last question.
Hmm.
How did you like Marco Jensen?
Yeah, see, I think he's a pretty awkward bowler, no doubt about it. And like I said, bowlers who, first of all, he's excessively tall, and that's a really difficult thing to face as a fast bowling unit. There was another really lanky, tall Australian bowler who came to the IPL, and then somehow he sort of vanished away. He plays the BBL as well. I forgot his name. He's a good bowler. Uh, Next time when I'll meet, I'll remember his name and come back. But I thought,
Trying to think who are you referring to?
uh,
Beender of
no, no,
Kyle Beender of
not
no, not.
Penderov. He's a right arm tall bowler. Ricky Ponting
Oh wait,
used to play.
I got it. I got it. I
I
know.
think he
I know
played
whom
for
you're
RCB
referring.
only. I think he played for RCB.
I know whom you're talking to. I can also
Played,
remember the action, but I am
yeah, like
just unable to recollect the
he used
name.
to look
Yeah.
like Bruce Reed, that kind of a frame,
Yeah.
really tall and lanky, but
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
zippy fast bowler. So, and he played a couple of really nice seasons in BBL as well. Anyway, coming back to this left armer tall guy, Lanko, I think is his name. So, very awkward. Mumbai Indians will continue to play him. He will continue to be very difficult to hit because he's awkward in two ways. He's tall and he's a left armer. So, so I think he will.
Rohit Sharma, which is what I like about Rohit Sharma, right? A guy 17, I don't know how he's a teenager making his debut in the
Yeah,
IPL. Rohit Sharma was so calm and calm, like in a situation where you need 7 runs to win at the last over. Rohit Sharma gives his debutant the comfortness as a captain to go and bowl, and he almost. I'm not saying he won the match, but he bowled a very nice last over.
yeah. It was a last ball finish with only 7 runs
Yeah.
to go. I
Yeah,
think
so which is
that
what I
was
like
a,
about
yeah.
Rohit Sharma's captaincy. He stays so calm, till the last. As they say, right? You haven't won till you have won. So
And see, I
Rohit,
honestly feel, Didi, that Mumbai Indians, they really have exceptionally strong unit. They've
yeah,
lost this match, which is okay. And
it's an
as much
outlier,
as,
and they had to. I think sometimes feel that due to superstition, they would want to lose every match
I also
uh,
think they do it
because
on
they want
purpose.
to.
Yeah, I think they do it on
if
purpose.
if it has worked for you, always it might again work for you, right? So
See, uh,
uh,
as much as I would love for MS Dhoni to win this IPL and join CSK team as a coaching head. Uh, um, I'm not really sure of that, but I'll be surprised if Mumbai Indians don't win this.
yeah, they are the favorites, and they have a very strong
Yeah.
team, all round team. You know, Bumrah was playing after so long, and you see, he's right on the money.
Absolutely.
So it will just need them a couple of matches, and they'll be back
See,
back on track.
see, these guys, they actually prepare a lot. They focus on their fitness a lot, and these breaks that they are taking, I think Jasprit Bumrah took a break from the last Test match. I think it's a very good afterthought because any which way he was to bowl only 10 to 15 overs. People knew that it is going to be a spinning track. It is good to give your premier fast bowlers a little bit of a rest so that they can come back fresh and play better in those scenarios. So good decision overall, and I thought really good start to the IPL. Generally, I think last year it so happened that the first few matches were a little bit on the non-exciting side of things. It was a good exciting match to kick off the IPL. The only more exciting way to kick off the IPL was Brendan McCullum's 150 in the first edition when he really smashed it. Um, so, any predictions for tonight, Didi? I'm not really going to ask you a lot of details, but who will win, Dhoni or Rishabh Pant?
Look, when Dhoni is playing, I am biased, so I don't know who will win.
I don't
But
want to know if you're biased or not. Just tell me who's going to win.
I think CSK will win, but
But where are they playing? Are they playing?
Delhi Capitals.
But Shreyas Iyer is
Uh,
not playing, and a couple of other people are also not there, like Rabada, Norkia. I don't think these guys are there.
Rabada Norkia is not there. Of course, there is Akshar Patel is recovering from COVID.
Ah,
Lungi Engidi is not playing for CSK. So, of course, the Delhi Capitals have three of their main players. I think three of their premier players not playing. But I think Prithvi Shaw, uh, uh, Dhawan, Smith, Pant, Stoinis, Hetmayer,
there are a lot of firepower. Lot of firepower.
Ashwin, Umesh Yadav. Of course,
Please
they're
don't, please don't count Umesh Yadav as a white ball bowler. Even though in Crick Info is given a statement that I'm a good white ball bowler, and I almost burst out laughing reading that article. So there is a podcast. There is a video of Umesh Yadav on Crick Info.
Yeah, absolutely. So I still think that CSK are the favorites today because especially the Delhi Capitals are missing three of their premier players. But again, we'll have to see how CSK pans out. I think the most important part for CSK would be the return of Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah,
Uh,
I also was very
and Suresh Raina, of course.
I was
Suresh Raina was not there last year for
actually
whatever reasons.
I'm quite keen to see how Cheteshwar Pujara is going to bat in this IPL.
But
So
will they play him now? Is the
we
question,
will
right?
see. We will see tonight. But I'm very keen to see how Cheteshwar Pujara is going to play. I think the kind of role Dhoni will give to Cheteshwar Pujara is the kind of role that Badrinath used to play many years ago. And
Yeah.
Badrinath has played some tremendous innings for CSK.
But you
So
have Raido in that role, right? So
no, so Raidu will be asked to be the aggressor, I think. And see, everything that I say for CSK, it is only relative to CSK. So if
But
Raidu,
if you look at the CSK 11, who
see,
are your who are your fast bowlers?
so that's
Tell
what
me the
I'm that's what I'm telling you is that everything in the CSK unit is relative to each other, which is why Raidu is the aggressor with a strike rate of 125, and Cheteshwar Pujara is going to be the sheet anchor with the strike rate of 110. But I think Cheteshwar Pujara is going to play, and in my opinion, if they've taken him, they should play him. Pujara is a good player. Playing too much of red ball cricket, I know it has dwindled his strike rate and things like that, but we'll see. If he can consistently give you a base of say a 40 ball 55, a 38 ball 50, those are the kind of scores which are good scores. Last year,
Yeah, and also it remains to be seen whether Dhoni maintains a steady 11 or he keeps around juggling depending on the opposition.
Let's see how it really unfurls this season. But I really hope that Dhoni has had more
On
time to
paper,
prepare.
Delhi Capitals have a much more
Really,
stronger.
don't talk on paper. You said today who is going to win. On paper, so India should have won the last two World Cups also.
CSK, I'll go with CSK.
You'll go with CSK. My heart is with CSK, so I'm also going to go with CSK. And let's come back and catch up tomorrow and see if we are happy CSK rather than happy MS Dhoni fans.
Sure. As it is, of course, doing the rounds, right? It's the Master versus his Proteage, so it's Dhoni versus Pant. Uh, so
If
we'll see how.
Pant really has to play for another 10 years to be called as Dhoni's protege. I rest my
Yeah.
case there.
Well, no, there's no doubt about the fact that Pant is,
Pant has
solidified his
to. Pant
credentials
has. See, Pant
as
has
a.
won us. Pant won us the Gaba. Pant saved us the Sydney. I give it to him. In white ball cricket for India, MS Dhoni is and will be the greatest ever cricketer that India has produced.
Oh,
And
that
period.
so
So,
let's not go there.
so be it
Yeah.
T20s or be it ODIs, Pant has to play for 10 years.
The point with Dhoni is that he's not just a batsman or just a cricketer.
That's what
He's a
I'm saying.
complete package, right? So
You have Pant has to.
he's somebody who will uh, uh, who should have been a chess player. He'll think 2 steps ahead and he'll know, and he plays
Please,
with psychology. So
please give that advice to Yuzvendra Chahal, who claims to be a chess player and is being bashed around the ground.
anyways, but let's hope for a good match, and
Yeah.
we'll catch up. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Let's catch up tomorrow then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye Didi. Bye.